Students and alumni came out earlier this week for Temple's biannual Homecoming Walk and Run. The Walk and Run is an annual event that inspires students and alumni to come out and show their campus pride. Temple plans to continue this walk and run at the beginning of each upcoming semester. Our sports update starts right now. As we say hello, OWL fans, and welcome back to another edition of OWL Sports Update. Alongside Joe Polinsky, I'm Lana Adams. Coming up in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the football team hosts its second annual Pink Out game.
Plus, we'll introduce you to one gymnast who is at Temple after years of fighting for his life and the lives of others. But first things first. After a road victory at Eastern Michigan, the Owls returned home with one thing on their minds: staying undefeated in MAC play. This marked the first time Temple and Ball State squared off as the Owls tried to start 3-0 in conference for the first time since 1967. A conference game in a row for the football team as they honored Breast Cancer Awareness Month with their second annual Pink Out game. We pick it up early in the first with Brandon McManus connecting on a 27-yard field goal, giving Temple an early 3-0 advantage. The Owls wasted little time getting back onto the board as James Nixon catches a 28-yard touchdown pass from Vaughn Charlton to put the Cherry and White up 10-0. Ball State does tack on 2 touchdowns of its own to go up 13-10, but the Owls roared back with Bernard Pierce scoring on a 2-yard and 3-yard touchdown runs, putting Temple up 24-13. Ball State did score one more touchdown, but it wasn't enough to overcome the Owls in this one. Your final, 24-19. And what a difference these past 3 games have been for the football team. The Owls have averaged 28 points through the stretch compared with just 15 in the previous 2 games. The team also forced opponents to commit a combined 12 turnovers, 6 times more than the total from games previous. The Owls also held opponents to an average of 15 points throughout the run. This Saturday, Army is in town, and the Owls are set to face a team that's much improved over what we've seen the last few years from the Black Knights.
That's probably the biggest difference. The biggest difference right now that I see is that they have a good kicker. They're excellent on defense. I think they're really physical. I think they can really run on defense, to be quite honest with you. I think they can really run and they're physical. They're disciplined. They're not giving up big plays on defense. And then on offense, they've been in this style, even though it's not this system. They've been in this style for a second consecutive year as opposed to the opening game last year.
Lincoln Financial Field was covered in pink this past Saturday in the game against Ball State. The annual Pink Out game is designed to raise awareness and money in the fight against breast cancer. Fans came out to show their support for the Owls and for a good cause. Our own Isabel Garcia was there.
For one day during the Temple football season, supporters traded in their cherry and white for pink. The annual Pink Out game is held to support breast cancer awareness. It is a topic that truly hit home with many of the spectators.
We've all had family members or friends of family members who have had breast cancer, so obviously that makes us come out and want to find a cure for the disease.
My dear cousin has it right now, and she is a survivor of 3 years. So I try to do all I can do to help.
Pink could be seen throughout Lincoln Financial Field, from pom-poms to ribbons to even temporary tattoos. The day was a call for action and information about the deadly disease.
I'm a huge advocate for it because my grandmother passed away a few years ago, breast cancer, so I really want to go out and show the support and show the passion and love and spirit that I have for Temple University and all these sort of charitable events.
I also really believe in this cause because it's a wonderful cause. There's so many women and families that suffer due to breast cancer.
It was a message well received by the Temple student body.
I definitely think it's a big problem, and it's something that raising awareness for it, especially among college students. College students always act, so why not?
A portion of the ticket sales will be going to Temple's Cancer Center. The only statistic that mattered in this game was that 1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer in their lifetime. Temple hopes to raise awareness by continuing the tradition of hosting their annual Pink Out game. For Owl Sports Update, I'm Isabel Garcia.
1 week after Pink Out, we've got homecoming, and this Saturday's game is not only a football celebration, but it also marks the day of induction for the 2009 class into the Temple Athletics Hall of Fame. Headlining this year's class is the 1951 and 1953 national champion men's soccer teams. Joining the two teams are women's lacrosse standout Chrissy Muller-Popolowski, baseball star Les Roos, and men's gymnastics champion Jim Van de Zilver. The ceremony will take place before and at halftime of Saturday's game against Army.
Talk about a team in need of a win. The women's soccer team came into last Sunday's game against Duquesne, riding a 7-game losing streak. The Owls were also winless in conference, but not for long. Here we go. The Owls back into the nest to improve their record against Duquesne. Early in the first half, Duquesne strikes first with this goal from Morgan Herbert. Temple goes into the half down 1-0 and hopes to rebound in the second half. Second half now, Duquesne with a free kick, and Kristen Vinicky sails one just past the goalie to put the Dukes up 2-0. But the Owls come back, roaring back to tie the game. Nikki Khan would send the cross in from the wing, and Alicia Yurkovich would finish it with the header. She falls down, but she's okay, thanks to help from a couple of her teammates. Under 5 minutes left, Nikki Khan, making it happen, rips it past the keeper and into the back of the net, and the Owls win the game 3-2, picking up their 5th win of the season. The men's soccer team was successful as well this past weekend in its first road game in about a month. Of course, it wasn't a long ride to St. Joe's, where the Owls won 2-1. Freshman Billy Kapak scored his first collegiate goal on a cross from J.T. Noon. Noon also made the game-winning goal. The Owls are on the road again this weekend at UMass and at Rhode Island.
Asaf Zur isn't your typical college student or your typical Division I athlete. At the age of 22, he's really just a freshman. Zur is just getting to Temple now after serving 3 years in the Israeli military. Owls Sports' Colleen Shea spent some time with the Owls' newest gymnast.
Asaf Zur, 22-year-old freshman who's getting used to first. He really has no choice. Not only is he finishing up his first month at Temple in his first time ever living in the United States, but he's also in his first year as a member of the varsity gymnastics team.
I graduated from high school. I went to the Army, and in Israel the Army is 3 years of military service, and I knew that I wanted to continue to do gymnastics.
Although a little bit older than the rest of his teammates, this does not stop this 22-year-old freshman from striving for perfection in the gym. Even though there may be a language barrier, his skill in the gym is right there with the other top members of the team.
Being on such a close-knit team has helped Asaf's transition into life in America go a lot faster, and his teammates have been there right by his side to make it that much easier.
He's adjusting very well, and he's super motivational in the gym. He's a hard worker, and he's just a positive influence to have around, so we're all very excited to have him. He's a good guy.
Not only impressing his fellow teammates, but he's capturing head coach Fred Turoff's eye as well, as he had many things to say about this up-and-coming international gymnast.
It's nice to have somebody who has some international experience and is a decent gymnast. I think the guys like him, and they'll work off each other.
I'm really happy to come to Temple University. Gymnastics team is amazing. We're like family, and I love it to be here.